Logan Bell from Katchafire, all the way from Hamilton, New Zealand. How you doing, brother?
Hamilton, New Zealand, he even knows my hometown.
Yeah.
Look at that. Good, brother. Good. Thanks for having me here. It's good to be here in Anaheim. We had a stellar show this evening.
You guys lit it up.
Absolutely epic. Good vibes.
Yeah, you guys have really come a long way. You started out in '97 as a Bob Marley tribute band, and now you guys have toured across the world. You have a greatest hits album. Tomorrow you got Cali Roots with Modest Yahoo. I mean, how's that journey been? What's that like?
Yeah, it's been a great journey, man. It's been 10 years plus now. It's been a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. But the boys have been, we've been pushing this reggae music for the last decade out here, and this is our life. This is what we do. This is what we dreamt of doing, and finally, after a lot of hard work and dedication, we're starting to make headway into Cali here, into the West Coast, into the mainland of the United States, and it's humbling to have a fan base out here this big, and to be able to sell out the Anaheim House of Blues.
Yeah, months in advance even.
So, we're blessed from the fans. We have to give it up to you guys for sure. Without you, we wouldn't be here.
Now, your last album was amazing, and what I really liked was Lead Us. It was nice to hear that political tone, because the Maori culture, it's so deep, You've got the Treaty of Waitangi, and some people agree with it, some people don't. There's definitely such a culture and a history, and going back to the Musket Wars and even before. Is it important to you guys to get that history out there and to get an understanding over to the West about things going on?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's not an ignorance, but there's a lack of knowledge out here, and we are a very proud people. The Maori culture is very strong and alive at home. We have schools, kohanga reos, teaching young from when they're coming up through kindergarten, and so they're learning from a very young age, and it's been that way for the last 10 years, so it's really, really strong at home. And we do feel a responsibility as a reggae band. We are a very conscious people. We like things to be how we want them, and that song's really just about inspiring the youth, I guess. Lead us is come back and lead us is the hook line, and it's trying to make sure that all those leaders that are born to be leaders make sure that they are inspired and are leaders, and do fulfill their destinies.
That's awesome.
Be the best version they possibly can for their culture.
Well, I know they have a Maori language day. I know at least a couple of years ago they did, where a lot of the grocery stores were putting labels, and because I think about 25% of the population speaks, but they're trying to get the youth, I think, kind of like in Ireland, trying to get the Gaelic incorporated.
Yeah, we definitely lead the way in terms of the indigenous and and perpetuating their culture and reviving their language and everything to do with their people. So a lot of indigenous nations look to the Maori, to sort of the path to take, and like you say, I'm quite surprised about Musket Wars and about some of our history, because it is a very rich history.
Very much so.
We didn't get taught that at high school, and
really,
we're coming through. No, it's still not on. A lot of the Maori history isn't taught in high schools and secondary schools.
I mean, that goes back to the 1200s,
It's deep, man. It's definitely
Polynesian.
It's a lot of research, and so we are a proud people. We're very aggressive, but we're a peaceful people. But if you test us, like my song says, we will retaliate.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we're fun-loving, down-to-earth, good people.
Absolutely. I think the film Once We're Warriors really brought a good knowledge of, some of the issues over there back in... I remember seeing that back in '94 and just being like,
that was definitely like that, late 80s, early 90s, that was the scene there, and, it's pretty raw, but it's how it was, man.
Well, it's what makes it great. It's real.
To a degree,
So going back to your youth, what were some of the first albums you heard that made you realize you wanted to pick up guitar and play music and sing?
A lot of the early stuff, Funny enough, my family didn't listen to a lot of reggae. It was my friends and their older brothers and sort of the next generation up. And just sort of kicking around with older guys and going to the parties in our street, and a lot of it sort of late 80s, early 90s, a lot of it was reggae music, you know?
Right.
And a lot of it was Bob, Peter Tosh, Steel Pulse,
yeah,
you know, you name it, sort of Mighty Diamonds, all from that late 70s era.
Dennis Brown, all the good singers.
All of that goodness, you know, and we loved to hear harmonies, you know, something about the Maori culture that we love to harmonize and we love to sing and have multiple harmonies.
That's what's so unique to your music, the three-layered harmonies you guys can do.
Well, we've heard, you know, it's definitely a point of difference, and I think it comes from our cultures, you know, willingness and love to harmonize and sing. I mean, that was the thing that really brought us together. Was we just used to sit around the table with a guitar and 3-4 part harmonies, you know, and we were good. We'd do that for the whole day.
Yeah.
When we were a Bob Marley's tribute band, you know, we'd practice 50, 60 songs a day kind of thing, just harmonising, getting the harmonies right. So that's definitely important to us to get across, and like you said, a point of difference for sure.
Is it tough? Because a lot of you guys, I mean, family, you guys got family back, kids. Is it tough coming over to the States? And do you bring the family with you? Do they stay behind?
It's tough. We haven't brought the family yet. It'll probably need one Boeing 747 to bring all of our family up. So we haven't done that yet, but you know, we're building it up. Hopefully one day we can do it. It's definitely hard. Well, one of the hardest things about touring 6, 7, 8 weeks back to back. It's being away from our families, you know. It's real important to Maori culture. Family is everything, and that's probably one of the biggest things, you know, taxing us on the road when we're away for that long.
Sure.
But you know, it's got to be done. We love what we do. This is our dream. This is our passion. Our families know that. And they support us 100%.
Well, you guys are like the James Brown of reggae, the hardest working band. I mean, you know? But yeah, you guys are doing Cali Roots tomorrow. You played Solana Beach last night. You're in Anaheim tonight. I mean, you're going from San Diego all the way up to Monterey within the course of 3 days. Most bands will probably post up Thursday night, just chill out in Monterey, but you guys are just touring.
Yeah, we've had an average of 5 to 6 gigs a week for the last 7 weeks. This is the 29th gig out of 30 gigs in 7 weeks. So,
wow.
You know, not bad. I won't lie, the boys are pretty rinsed, we're pretty tired, but, you know, when you're on the home stretch like this, it's just charge, you know.
See that light?
Just keep going, you know. Yeah. We're almost there. You can probably hear my voice is pretty hoarse, pretty froggy at the moment. But
that sounds good on stage, man.
It was our last gig with Maori, so we're going to do up some good vibes just to end that nicely and go and party, man.
There you go.
I feel like having a bit of a drink with the brothers.
So for the future, what do you guys got any plans? Like going back into the studio, take a little time off?
What's coming up? We've got 3 weeks at home, which we will spend mostly in the studio, starting next week on Wednesday as soon as we get home. We're working on our 5th studio album. If you don't already know, we've just dropped, like 2 weeks ago, we just dropped the best of so far. Yeah. Which is the best of 4 albums. This is the best of 4 albums, and you know, it was really hard to get the track listing down to 12 tracks.
I would imagine. Out
of 4 albums, but you know, we feel like we've still got a lot to give. That's what we named it, best of so far. But props to everyone out there that went and brought it and supported it. It debuted at number 4 on the Billboard chart. So absolutely stoked about that, guys. Thank you very much.
On the road again, that's got a real good bluesy vibe to it.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of the songs are written on the road.
Okay.
It was kind of written over like 2-3 year period, sporadically, and yeah, most of the time, most of the songs were penned on the road, sort of missing home, missing family. And I think you can hear that vibe in the record. Mm-hmm. You know, we definitely went for a more modern, slicker sound, and used a different studio and changed it up a bit. So, you know, what else are we doing? We got a 3-week break, then we go on to Europe, quick Europe tour, And then after the Europe tour, we go to back here actually in July. We'll be back here doing a 3-week stint, mostly around the West Coast, maybe a little bit in Miami. But check out katchafire.co.nz to find out where the fire is going to be for the rest of the year. We've got Brazil coming up, some more dates surrounding Brazil and South America. We got Australia, Japan later on in the year. So the fire is extensively busy for the rest of the year.
Worldwide live.
There's definitely not that much rest downtime. So we're just going to keep pushing, man.
Thank you for having us out, Logan. Thank you. Katchafire, some serious roots reggae from New Zealand.
Bless, we on the road again.